So this is the tail light. I've stripped it off the car tonight. Have a look on the back there. So it's normally mounted on the car with this at the top, and on the back you can just about see there are 4, 2 there, 2 there. Bolts that stick out. There are 8mm nuts on these. Oh look, it looks like some sort of spider's nest or something. This is absolutely disgusting. So before I try and do anything with it, I'm going to clean it up. What I managed to do, this is where I smashed the tail light, obviously, and I managed to retrieve these bits. And what I'm going to do, bear in mind the price of these things, I will attempt, if at all possible, to bond all this back together, because the price that people are asking for taillights now is absolutely insane. So I've got that piece that sits there, that's obviously the side piece, and I've got this little bit that goes on the bottom there. So, first thing I'll do is clean it up. Okay, so now I've cleaned up all the pieces. So I've got bad light, so I use my torch, which means this reflector's reflecting. So I clean the pieces, just clean them with warm salty water, and I used a clean paintbrush to get in all the bits in here. Just a normal sponge for the other bits and pieces. They're not perfect, but they're clean enough to get a decent mounted surface. And then what I did to dry this, a little tip that I've got is I pop it in the oven for a few minutes at a very low temperature, like 50 degrees, lowest setting. And what it does, it's quite useful for doing tail lights and headlights and stuff, because it can soften up the bonds along here for the glues that holds the lenses on. I'm not taking this apart, but were I taking this off, or were I removing a headlight lens or something, stick it in the oven for a little while, and that way sorts it out. So I'm going to try and reassemble these pieces and glue it all back together and see how far I get. Okay, so you got the first bit glued in, went in quite well. You see there's quite a lot of white residue here, which is where I wipe the excess of the glue off. I'm not worried about that, because when it's dry, I should be able to just polish that off back to a flat surface. That's in nice and tightly, so let's glue on the next 2 bits. So the other bits I've got, a piece that goes here, and I've got this piece which goes on the underside of the tail light there. Okay, as you can see here, I've got the last of the glue on. You see, we've covered all these white marks everywhere. I'm not worried about that. I've got this little peg on here to clamp it, to clamp this edge, because this was actually coming away, so I've re-glued that to that. Might be missing a little piece of tail light here, but I'm not concerned about that. And something like that. And we have a small hole here, possibly. It might be filled with glue, not sure, but we'll see as we go. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and use a bit of rubbing compound to take off some of this white surface here. Okay, I've hit it with some rubbing compound. So there's still quite a lot of the white marks knocking about. So I think what I'm going to do is just leave it like that for the minute, let it fully dry. I've got a few cracks in here, so I might get some clear epoxy to bond inside of there. And then what I'll do is I'll hit it with some very fine sandpaper. Maybe just put a machine on it, buff it out. I don't know. We'll see what it comes up like, but that's at least pretty much back in one piece. So that's as far as we've got.